Alright, welcome back to another PvP pet battle video. Today's pet spotlight is going to be on the Orphaned Felbat. And he's a fairly new pet to Legion. He actually isn't even in Pet BreedID. But he is a speed breed. As far as I know, that is the only available breed. And that makes him very strong because he is a flyer. He will outspeed even all other flyers. Definitely going to outspeed the Terror Claw as long as he is faster than him. And he's very strong against the Terror Claw because he has healing of his own. And he has very powerful dot synergy with Black Claw and Felt Immolate. That means that what he can do is he can put a dot on a Terror Claw, heal up to full, and then just swap out whenever the Terror Claw uses his heals. You can swap either into the Enchanted Pen or somebody else to buff the dots even more with Foreboding Curse. You can swap into your Wicked Soul, who can throw up an AoE heal. So he synergizes very, very well with the Tier 1 pets. Obviously, he synergizes very, very well with Wicked Soul because all you have to do is throw out a Haunt, bring in your Orphaned Felbat, throw up a Black Claw and a dot, and suddenly they have a ton of dot pressure on them. And without a Shell Shield, there's very, very little you can do about that. Even an Aquatic will just straight up melt to these dots because Black Claw does so much and damage enhancements. And the Aquatic Racial does not affect Black Claw. Black Claw is just a straight up additional. How much does the Felbat do? An additional 112 damage to every single attack. So all those dots, even though they are kind of taking for some somewhat weak damage against aquatics, it's still an additional 112 to every single dot, which is very, very, very strong. It does not actually buff your Drain Blood. So running the interrupts the other ability, which is Paralyzing Venom, same cooldown as Drain Blood, and very powerful since you are a speed bird. You're basically just getting a free damage ability into your opponent while at the same time taking no damage from them, obviously, while they have dots on them. So it's very, very viable as well. And the Orphaned Felbat by himself is probably just a tier 2 pet, but paired with, say, a Wicked Soul and a Terror Claw, or a Wicked Soul and a Fiendish Imp, or a Wicked Soul and pretty much any other very strong dot user, is going to be the Felbat is most certainly a tier 1 pet. Also, I'm going to refrain from doing it myself, but if you do pair the Orphaned Felbat with a Sunny Day team, so a Blossoming Ancient or a Puddle Terror or a Singing Sunflower, any pet that uses sunlight, he becomes an absolutely unkillable monster with his Drain Blood healing for just insane amounts, because Sunny Day just pairs so well with Drain Blood. If you don't have a weather changing effect, you literally just cannot kill the Orphaned Felbat. I'm pretty sure he straight up can out heal a Chrominius Howl Bomb. That's how much healing this does. And if you can't out-heal it, no problem. Just bring in your Enchanted Pen or a Magic Pet to soak any nukes. You have your Wicked Soul for dodging with Haunt and a Haunting Song. This team right here is not that powerful, but it is definitely a very strong usage. And if you substitute something like I said, the Terror Claw Hatchling for the Enchanted Pen, it is just as tier 1 of a team as you can get. So hopefully we can get some cues and kind of show off this pet. He is a fairly new pet, and I didn't actually have him, so one of my viewers, one of my fans, Candy Andy, actually gifted me one. So huge shout out to him. Thank you so much for gifting me with this awesome pet. Really looking forward to trying him out in some pet battles, and I think he'll be a lot of fun to use. But yeah, like I said, the thing about Drain Blood is it does do a percentage amount of damage and healing. So if you have Sunny Day up, all pets have their maximum health increased by, I think, 50%. Let me make sure. Ancient. Yeah, it increases all maximum health by 50%. So now that 10% from Drain Blood, that 10%. It has basically an extra 5%. It's basically 15% of their regular health, and Sunny Day increases healing by like 25%. So not only is it 300% of that buffed amount. It's what is that going to be? Like 375, I think. It's just an insane heal. It heals him to full. So going to be going up against a Bright Paw, but I have some dodges, so that should be okay. And we're going up against a very cool looking pet. I've actually never seen this, so it looks like he's going for a lot of arcane dashes. So this will be very nice to have my my haunt and my enchanted pin available for, because if that stuns, it's just straight up terrible to deal with. It's very, very hard to deal with. This looks like a very strong pet. I'm surprised I have never seen him in PvP yet. So I'm going to go ahead and go for my haunt right off the bat. Don't want to deal with possibly getting stunned by arcane dash, and if he does use that cooldown, I am going to... Yeah, he did use it, so I'm going to actually bring in this guy. If he has Ooze Touch, I'm in a little bit of trouble, but it should be fine. I'm going to go ahead and hit him with a dot and then a Black Claw. If he stays in, he's just going to straight up die to dots. Yeah, he's going to straight up die to dots here. So I'm going to go ahead and heal up with my Drain Blood pretty much to full. He's going to bring in his second pig and basically just let his other one down the back line. I'm going to go ahead and bring in my Magic Pet to soak this Arcane Dash. Hopefully he doesn't get a stun. He did get a stun, so that's a little bit scary. But at this point, that's on a 5-round cooldown. So I'm going to go ahead and bring in my Wicked Soul. I can throw up a couple heals on my entire team. Really do some work to recuperate from his pig's damage. He's going to heal up to full here. And I probably just want to throw out some Shadow Shocks. He's going to bring his Bright Paw, which is a little bit of an interesting strategy, but he's probably going to go for that second stun with an Arcane Dash. He's going to actually go for the Prowl, so he's going to annihilate my Wicked Soul. I'm going to actually swap into the Magic Pet so that I can use my Racial to my advantage. It only allowed him to do 513 damage with that big Prowl setup. So here I'm probably going to go ahead and I'm going to predict I'm going to go ahead and dodge just to be extra safe. He is going to go for damage. He could have swapped out there, but he didn't. I'm going to go ahead and throw up a Foreboding Curse. And now when I bring in my Wicked Soul to haunt him, that Foreboding Curse is going to add 41 damage to every single haunt tick. So I'm going to go ahead and do that here real quick. Probably could have thrown up a heal first, but I don't really need to. My Felbat is full health. I'm going to go ahead and throw up a Drain Blood here. Sorry, a Black Claw. It's going to really make those haunts do a lot of damage. And I'll go ahead and heal up to full here. And he's going to hit me with an Arcane Dash. That's going to hurt a lot. And he got a stun. So I probably should have gone for the Felt Immolate instead of the Black Claw or the Drain Blood. But I'm just kind of having fun here because at this point I have a very solid matchup. Not much he can do, honestly. So he's going to go for that Ooze Touch. I'm going to throw up a heal for my team. That'll help my Enchanted Pin later just to have that little extra bit of health. And I'm surprised he's saving his Arcane Dash. But he is going to kill my Wicked Soul at this point. Gonna be able to get off one more Shadow Shock before my Racial falls off. He does have an Arcane Dash available, so I probably want to... What do I want to do here? I think I'm going to bring in my Felbat. Go ahead and throw up a Black Claw. I'm hoping to bait the Arcane Dash here. Nice, so he used it, so there's no more possible stun for 5 more rounds. I'm going to go ahead and dodge. Don't want to take any damage. Or allow him to heal with his pig out. Going to go ahead and use Quills rather than Foreboding Curse. I am faster than him, so I don't really need that Foreboding Curse. And while Black Claw is up, these Quills do a lot of damage. Yeah, that actually just took him out with just 2 rounds of Quills. So very nice synergy with this team. I like it a lot. I'll be scared going up against that same team with some of my other teams, but it should be fine. I'm going to go ahead and queue up here with... yeah, I think I'm going to play with Blinding Black Boogers. It is going to be using the Death Adder Hatchling, so I have the blind available to kind of avoid some of those arcane dashes if I do happen to re-queue against that guy. I'm still using the Felbat, who isn't that strong against this team, this triple arcane dash team, but I should be fine. I do have the utility to kind of just throw up dots. Black Claw will really buff my poisons from both Boogers and Caw. And yeah, it's a pretty good synergy here. Also, he cannot stun my Zoom, so that's one thing I do have that I can fall back on, is I have a high health critter that cannot be stunned. So we are going to have a rematch here against this triple arcane dash team. I'm assuming he's just going to start with one of these piglets. So I'm going to actually just bring in my snake. I'm going to throw up a poison here. He might go for a prowl. He did, so I want to go ahead and blind that prowl. I'm going to go ahead and throw up another poison in case he does swap. He didn't. That's really just fine. Since he's probably just going to stay in, I'm going to go for the puncture wound, and he actually did swap there. So he's going to be taking that poison damage on the back line, which is fine with me. I'm going to go ahead and throw a poison fang. Might get stunned here, but it really doesn't matter because I'm going to swap out even if I do. Well, I do have my blinding poison available in one round. I think what I want to do is still swap into the Felbat, since I'm predicting a pig out right off the bat. And I do take weak damage from that. That kind of mitigates a little bit of healing. Going to throw out a Black Claw just to really enhance that poison damage. He's going to straight up die to it in a couple rounds. I will throw out a Felt Immolate, and he's going to swap. Interesting choice. At this point, I don't think it's worth it to drain blood just because that Arcane Dash does hit so hard. I think it's better off for me to go ahead, go for the Black Claw, and I just have dots rolling on both of his pigs. They're both going to die to dots, so stalling is really going to pay off here. All I really have to do is... I'm going to save my poison, my blinding poison, just in case he does want to swap into his cat. It's very nice to have that utility. He did get a crit though. I'm going to go ahead and go for the puncture wound. It will kill his pig if he stays in, and does good damage against his right paw. I'm going to go for the blinding poison since he's not likely to go for the prowl at this low health. He did go for the arcane blast, so he's holding out on his arcane dash, which means he might swap into his pig here, but at this point it is definitely not looking good for him. I do have my Zoom, who has the priority move. There is actually no way for him to come back here. Even though he's going to take out my snake here, my poison's going to take him out because my beast racial is active, so it goes for 1 health. Oh, doesn't quite do as much damage as I thought it did. But like I said, I do have the priority move. I'm going to go first, so no matter what he had there, I had a full health Zoom to finish him off. So, pretty fun team. At this point, if I start queuing with my other teams, I'm going to have a terribly difficult time trying to beat him. So, I would really like to not queue into him, but we'll have to see. Yeah, all of these teams are pretty weak against him. I'll probably try out my team Vengeful Orphan next. I do have the Minefield. Ooh, let me try requeuing. Whenever that happens, I typically like to requeue, because if I don't, a lot of the time whenever that kind of instant opponent not available glitch happens, that usually means that I've been put in queue purgatory and I'm never going to get a queue pop, and then later on I realize, oh, queue's not happening. So the advantage I do have with the Warbot is I do have the Minefield to really discourage his kind of using his cooldowns and swapping, especially with those beasts. I do have that strong mechanical damage. So although I don't have any dodges, I do have a little bit of a way to kind of punish him for that sort of playstyle of using his cooldowns and swapping. Still don't think it would be a very easy win, but if he gets no stuns, it should still be a win. He's going to bring out the magical Crawdad. Not happy to see that. It's never a fun pet to go up against, but I do have a pretty decent matchup here with my Warbot. Since I am running Launch Rocket, I at least do have a small chance to beat him. Predicting the opener with the Bright Paw, almost certainly, and I don't really have a good way to soak that big damage. Most likely, I'm actually going to have to end up sacrificing my bird, and he's actually going to start out with his Crawdad. That's a very good matchup for me because basically now he's going to have to soak the mines with his magic pet, which takes out about a third of his health. I do have the launch rocket available to really kind of nuke down his whatever he brings in, honestly. So if he brings in the Fel Piglet or the Thaumaturgical Piglet, he's going to take a lot of damage from this launch rocket. He's going to bring in the magic pet, and I'm going to take him down to about a third of his health. Then he's going to heal up to about 80% of his health. So pretty good play there. I do take the weak damage from his magic abilities, so even though he is going to hit me pretty hard, shouldn't hit me that hard. I'm going to go ahead and just go for a simple missile. Still does hit very hard. But I believe he is running Arcane Blast if I remember right. So, alrighty, so this guy's being a little bit annoying. I'm going to go ahead and throw out another minefield just to really discourage him from swapping out like this. I'm going to go for a launch rocket to hit his magical Crawdad hard. Crit would have been really nice, but I should be fine. If he's running Surge, I'm actually kind of okay because that doesn't do very much damage from the magical Crawdad. So I'm going to go ahead and throw up a launch rocket. Oh, it's bringing the Fel Piglet, and unfortunately I didn't use a missile, so I'm not going to be able to kill him here. He's going to go for that stun. If it stuns me, it's going to be bad news bears, to quote Hyrule. I'm going to go ahead and go for the missile. I don't want to activate his racial, and he did get the stun anyways, so that's really not good looking. Most likely my best bet will be to bring in the Vengeful Porcupet next, since the bird does take extra damage from Ooze Touch. I do have that rocket available, but I'm so low health on my Warbot that another stun could really just really ruin his day. He's probably just going to swap here, so I'm not going to use my Spirit Spikes. He's actually going to stay in. Okay. Since he does have the Pig Out available, I am going to go ahead and throw out my Spirit Spikes. That's going to do more reflect damage than it will healing to him. And if he attacks me here, he will straight up die, so I 100% expect to swap. He's going to go ahead and kill himself. Okay. He must not have played against the Vengeful Porcupet very much, because that was not the correct move to attack me while I had my Spirit Spikes up. At this point, I want to go ahead and just do damage. Good triple hit is doing a lot of damage. If he throws up his Renewing Mists, he might actually just die. If he uses a Surge, he does have a chance to stay alive, but yeah, I think he really is underestimating the Vengeful Porcupet here. I have a very good chance of taking out this Bright Paw with my remaining pets. Got a triple flank there. He did take out my my Vengeful Porcupet, but he doesn't have a an Arcane Dash available for 5 more rounds. So also he does have that magic damage, which is weak against my Warbot, so I should be able to get off a launch rocket and then a missile to finish him off. And actually he was under his magic racial threshold, so a launch rocket did take him out. Always feels good to beat a magical Crawdad, but seeing as these are my 2 remaining teams, I'm not feeling very good going up against him. Most likely I'll go ahead and try a gift from Andy, obviously named after my awesome viewer who donated this pet to me. Thank you again very much. This is an awesome pet, and super happy to get to do a spotlight video. So this is a reference to him, to Candy Andy, as well as kind of a little bit of reference to the what is it? What is it called? Booby Trap Presence and Grinch's Gift. I am using both of those presence abilities from the Rotten Little Helper, and they synergize pretty well with the Felbat, especially against this guy who likes to swap out a lot, uses Wish, uses Cooldowns. Having that this Minefield ability, Booby Trap Presence, is really going to discourage that. And I also do have dots available so that if he's swapping out, he's going to be taking damage on the back line. So, and then the Purple Puffer will be pretty good if I happen to be unlucky enough to queue into another Magical Crawdad, because I do have that pump, and the Purple Puffer will 1v1 a Magical Crawdad, even if it does take a while, because he does have that burst damage, so that whether they're running the heals or the Shell Shield, he is going to be doing very well, because he does have his own strong healing wave available on the short 3-round cooldown. If I run into a Darkness team, I will have trouble for sure, but I'm kind of not expecting that, since I did just run a Vengeful Porcupine. It would be kind of an odd choice to use a Bone Serpent to try to counter me, but it would definitely pay off, since I am running now a very healy team with the Orphaned Felbat and the Purple Puffer, kind of putting all my eggs in the basket of using as much healing as I can. I'm going to go ahead and try to re-queue, see if I can hopefully queue into somebody else. This would be a lot of fun. I do really like the Purple Puffer. He's one of my top 10 pets. Really like him a lot. Very cool. And the Orphaned Felbat's probably going to be up there with my top 20 pets. He's definitely a pet that you want to have in your collection. I'm not sure how much I like him though, because unfortunately the best way to use him is with a Sunny Day team, and that's just kind of lame. using any sort of Sunny Day team is really kind of trolly, because if you have a counter, you're going to win, and if you don't, you're just going to have a very painful loss, because it's a slow, grindy death. But you can also use him very nicely in other teams that aren't so kind of trolly. These are some fun teams you can use. Basically, you just want to use pets with dots. So, any sort of poison or acid touch synergizes very nicely with him. Foreboding Curse or multi-turn attacks as well, like Flank or Quills, and then Foreboding Curse can actually stack with it for really strong dot damage if they want to stay in for that. And if they don't stay in, then they're taking dot damage on the back line. It's kind of you're punishing them either way, no matter what they choose. And yeah, it's really very strong pet. And we're back. Alrighty, so we're going to be going up against Triple Undead team here. It doesn't look too scary. It looks like it should be fun, actually. I'm kind of predicting the opener with a little KT. But I don't think he actually runs Curse of Doom, so I'm going to go ahead and open with this guy, throw down my Booby Trap Presence. If he has Curse of Doom, I am pretty SOL. But I'm pretty sure he actually does run Frost Nova. Yeah, just to be a special snowflake. And I can't move, so I'm going to go ahead, stay in, throw out a Grinch's Gift, and take a lot of damage from that. Hard hitter will actually kill me, but I think I'll be fine. Most likely I'm not going to die here. Surviving with like 3 health. Like a champ. So, at this point, I'm going to go ahead and swap to my Purple Puffer. Take weak damage from that Shadow Slash. Go ahead and kill him with a pump. He's going to have to stay in because he doesn't want that Booby Trap Presence going off. And the pump will take him out, so. The heal's going to come out from my Purple Puffer, since I can't kill him anyways. And he's going to be coming into a Booby Trap Presence shortly. Probably does have that Maul for the strong damage, but I think I will be fine. So I'm going to go ahead, use a pump here. Maul does hurt pretty bad, but not too bad. Gonna go ahead and hit him with a pump. He's within kill range from a surge, so should be able to kill him with a surge, and then get a healing wave off before he can take me down, unless he gets like a super crit with his diseased bite. Alrighty, so healing wave's gonna come out from my fish, putting me again at half health, so pretty good looking here against the infected fawn. If I remember right, this guy does run disease bite. I think he does run adrenaline rush too. We'll see. I'm gonna go ahead and go for the pump here. I'm gonna go for the diseased bite. Might run consume corpse. We'll have to see. At this point would be a good time for him to use it. I'm gonna actually go for that flawless victory if I can, because that'd be nice. I'm gonna go for some dots here with my Felt Immolate and the Black Claw. He's gonna go for Siphon Life to keep himself alive. Most likely he does run Consume Corpse, since he is not using his Adrenaline Rush. There is the heal. Alrighty, at this point I'm gonna have lots of hard-hitting dots ticking on him, so I'm gonna go ahead and hit him with a Drain Blood to heal up. I'm gonna hit him with another Felt Immolate here that will do some good damage. And one more Felt Immolate ought to finish him off. Sweet. So it looks like a flawless victory. Gonna go ahead and just pass here. He's gonna go for the heal on his undead round, just for fun. Alright, so that was a fun battle, and I think I'll try one more with my team, the Scent of Blood. If I queue into him, I should have a pretty good matchup since I do have the Aquatic, but I do have the Ore Eater, so he's not very strong against that team. We'll have to see what we get. Ore Eater pairs up pretty nicely with the Orphaned Felbat just because he does have that Acid Touch, which synergizes well with the Black Claw, and the Spine Claw Crab does have a bleed. Gonna go up against a Gleamhoof Fawn, but an incorrect breed. You want the power. Check out Roscoe's channel. See how it's done with the Gleamhoof Fawn. Pygmy Direhorn, interesting breed, and then the Emerald Protowhelp. All of these have just weird breeds, which could actually throw me off since I'm used to, playing against the kind of tier 1 strats. I'm going to go ahead and bring in the Spine Claw Crab. Throw up a bleed on him. He's actually running the Trihorn Shield, which is really kind of annoying. I'm going to go for a Blood in the Water. He's going to go for the Trihorn Charge right off the bat instead of going for the stun. And I'm just going to go for a heal here. Hopefully I don't get... And he's using Trample. Stampede. So, let me see. That Stampede will go for... this is the second round, and on the third round I do not want to be in on my crab because that Trihorn Charge will just one-shot me. So, I'm going to throw up that bleed. He actually might... No, he doesn't have Trihorn Shield off cooldown. That Trihorn Shard does hit my Felbat weak, so I'm going to actually bring him in to take the weak damage from it, and then I will hit him with a Fel Immolate before he can throw up his Trihorn Charge. He's actually going to swap here, pretty good swap there, into the Gleamhoof Fawn. I'm going to throw up a Black Claw to buff the damage from my dot, and he's going to throw up a heal here. Interesting. Now, it wasn't that good of a strat actually to swap out because he does have that bleed on him, which is going to kill him on the back line, so he's going to be in a little bit of trouble here. He's going to bring in his Emerald Protowhelp, who is a big trouble for me, except that I do have the Body Slam from the Ore Eater, so the Ore Eater will be able to take out the Emerald Protowhelp, even though he does normally cause me a lot of issues. I'm going to throw up a Black Claw. Even if he has Emerald Presence, I should be fine, because that dot still does some damage to his... the Direhorn just straight up died to bleeds. I'm sure he's running Emerald Bite, but I'm going to go ahead and throw up a heal before swapping into most likely my crab. We'll have to see if he actually does have breath, which means that my bird is smooth sailing against him. I'm probably going to wait until he uses his Emerald Dream before I swap out, because that's a great time to basically kind of let him waste his 3 rounds of healing. And I'm almost dead here. I could probably stay alive, but I don't really need to. So I'm just gonna go ahead, throw up another Black Claw before kicking the bucket. If he doesn't go for his heal, he's in a lot of trouble, and he actually did have to. He was kind of forced to use his heal there. So I'm gonna use a Drain Blood. It actually does is not affected by Emerald Presence, to my knowledge. So yeah, at this point I'm looking very good against the Emerald Protowelt because he doesn't have his Emerald Presence up. These dots are ticking for full damage under Black Claw, so he's going to go for the kill here, and looks like he's going to kill me on this round, but he's in a lot of trouble. The Orphaned Felbat just dishes out so much damage, and ooh, ding, Gretz, TY. So that's that win. A lot of fun with this Orphaned Felbat. Really fun teams that you can kind of make with it. Like I said, the best team is probably going to be the Death Adder Hatchling and Tarot Claw paired up with him, or any sort of Sunny Day. But you can have a lot of other fun with sort of not so tier 1 pets too that that really synergize well. Anything with a dot, a bleed, a poison, a multi-turn attack, and it even synergizes pretty well with like minefields, just because it really puts them in a bind where they don't want to stay in and take both the Felomolate and the Black Claw, but they don't want to switch out with the bleeds, and they really don't want to switch out because of the minefield, and you can just really kind of put them in a really bad position where, especially if you are running up against those teams like the Clone Dance or the big cooldowns with the Arcane Dash, or whatever kind of cooldowns they want to rotate and then just swap. Very similar to WOD playstyle, where you would just use your MPD and your Graves. You would just use your cooldowns in your FOA, and you would just use your cooldowns, swap, and just do so much incredible damage to the entire team that it didn't matter that you were literally swapping every other turn or so, because your cooldowns couldn't be matched as far as damage goes. But if you are playing against a team like that, they have been tuned down, and having a team like this will really, really, really punish any opponent for swapping out with those dots on them. They'll just die in the back line to bleeds or poisons or burns, and it's really, really strong. A lot of fun to kind of use these teams. Didn't even have to use the Ore-Eater there, actually, but if he killed my Felbat, obviously I would have been able to bring my Ore-Eater and take down his Fawn and his Emerald Protowelt. So that's the Orphaned Felbat. Thank you so much again to Andy for giving me this pet. I'm really, really excited to get to try him out in some fun teams, and he looks like he's going to be a solid tier 1 pet when paired with other tier 1 pets, and then just a high tier 2 pet if you kind of pair him with just sort of silly teams. If you play him with a snail and like a little Terragosa, he's really not going to do that well, but he synergizes so well with the best pets, just because those best pets do have those dots and multi-turn attacks like Alpha Strike, just do so much damage under Black Claw. So yeah, a lot of fun. Anyways, this has been Linica. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you on the next video, and hopefully I can see you all in the tournament as well. It will be pushed back. I know the videos that Gomez and I uploaded, we were planning to put it on Saturday, but my work schedule is going to I did get scheduled actually for Saturday night again at work, so I'm going to not be able to make it to the tournament if it's there. So more likely than not, it will be Kalimdor was last week. Had a lot of fun with that. Super fun teams, but I think the best one so far is yet to come. It is going to be Northrend. It is going to be Northrend. Where is it? It's going to be Northrend pets and Outland pets. Both of those are allowed. Now, it's only Wildcats. Outland Safari. Where is it? There it is. So, Outland pets and Northrend Wildcat pets. Only Wildcat, so you can't do drops or anything. I'm not sure what drops there are from either of them. But, yeah, if there are, pets that drop or from raids or anything, those don't count. It has to be, one of those pets that you see here, like the squirrel, and you can right-click and battle it. And take that. Yeah, just like that, except you have to try to capture it. So so it has to be wild-caught pets from Northrend and Outland are both allowed, which is super cool. I mean, we have a lot of really cool-looking pets. We do have the Basilisk hatchling. We have the we have the Flayer youngling, Fell Flame. You can of course use a rabbit. That's going to be very strong, I think, because Northrend there is it doesn't show here, but there is the unborn Valkyr. So having any sort of there is a strand crab available, so but there is a counter for him. But with the where'd it go? Outland with the with the Flayer youngling and the is it even here? Where did it go? The other humanoid. Sporling Sprout. Both of these two pets are going to be very strong because they are so tanky. They can go really fast, or you can go with Power or Health. All of them have those multiple breeds available, and they can heal a lot. So having an unborn Valk is going to be very, very useful against these two very tanky humanoids, and especially the Sporling Sprout. He is a total monster tank, especially against wild-caught pets, because there are no darkness users, as far as I know, in this entire selection. So don't think there are any dark flame users either. So I'm gonna take a look and see what kind of teams I think will be very strong, and I know Gomrath is going to go ahead and I think he's going to follow my lead and kind of make that little setup with all of the recommended pets, or maybe just an entire list of all the pets. I might do that too. I did this kind of for myself, and then at the last minute decided, oh, I may as well just show y'all what I did. Just because I'd like to do that instead of kind of having to filter and, you know, look at, where would it be, sources, Pet Battle, and then search maybe Northrend. Yeah, that doesn't even really work. How would you even do that? Like, I don't know if there's a way to look up, you know, specifically from Outland or Northrend. I'm not sure. Oh, current zone, maybe. I guess you could go there and go to current zone. That might work. But yeah, I prefer to just kind of make my lists here and then just kind of pick and choose what do I want to use. You know, you have the infinite while playing. What does that go well with? Well, he's weak against, I guess, undead, so you want a critter. So, yeah, that kind of thing. But I think Gomrath will be doing that, so definitely check out his channel. I'll leave a link to his channel in the description so that y'all can take a look at his content. So he's going to probably release a video about the exact details, but it should be basically the same thing as before, where it's going to be, like I said, probably Monday the 12th, I think. Monday the 12th? Yes. It'll be Monday, June 12th, 7 o'clock server time on US Malorn. So unfortunately, there isn't a way for us to bring EU competitors, so we won't be able to see Roscoe, although maybe he'll be able to watch. Really wish that Blizzard would find a way to kind of let US and EU players compete together. But for now we can't. But it will be US Malorn, 7 o'clock p.m. server time, and it'll be the same rules where it's best 2 out of 3 against each opponent. Can't use the same pet against the same opponent, so you want to bring at least 3 unique teams using your wild-caught pets from only Northrend or Outlands. And it should be a lot of fun. I'm really looking forward to it, and I'll try to probably, like I said, make some videos with some of those teams to kind of show off what are the good pets, what are the good strategies, and maybe even get some wins against the meta that I've been running up against. But anyways, I've been rambling on way too long. Thank you for watching. I will see you all in the next video.